Well, coffee time. A bit of a hectic weekend again, as per normal. Yesterday didn't get any filming in. We went to meet some friends on the Thames at Reading. They've got a boat moored there, so I'm doing some work hopefully for their boat. So went to have some lunch with them and do a bit of measuring up. So that was most of yesterday taken up really. Out today, had to do a short session because Denise's youngest daughter, I had to take her to work, so it was only a real short session, but managed to get a little bit for my local Roe Deer and a really pleasant new visitor, which I haven't seen there before. Although I've been to my local venue quite a few mornings and evenings, for some reason I haven't seen that many deer, so must assume that the local farmers done a little bit of a culling. So this time last year I was seeing, on a best day, approximately 13. But this year the best I've seen is 5. Although there's a little bit of encouragement. I wanted to follow the small fawn, and to the best of my ability, I think this is definitely it. Looks to me as if this is the fawn she had this year, and the little buck there looks a year older. So literally just after seeing those, another 2 came out, and I had to leave very, very shortly afterwards, and I was packing away everything. And initially I saw this, as it transpired, a fox running along the path, and I thought it was a muntjac initially, right off into the distance, and sort of quickly got the camera back out, and glad I did. Plumped it on the tripod and just got a little bit of footage here. Then decided to sort of come on to go to Winnell, where I went fishing, because I saw some nice birds there when I was fishing there a couple of weeks back, if you saw the vlog. But because of the erosion, the high water and the erosion of the banks and the path, they've closed a lot of the nature reserve off at Winnell. So had a good walk round, looks a bit of potential there. So back to the car park and thought, well, I'll just come on here to Romsey, to Fishlake again, just to see whether I can catch anything on their lake, see if the water's levels dropped here. I've decided to park up a slightly different place, come through the woods just to see whether there's any snowdrops about, and there was. So I managed to get a little bit of filming, took some images of that, so I was really pleased with that. Not quite open yet, so maybe another week or 2 and they'll probably be in their prime. Yeah, so like I say, another hectic weekend. Moving forward, next week is the last week of term, so I'm hoping I've booked a couple of days of half term, so I'm hoping to get out and do a bit then. But yeah, things got to start calming down soon, so see what comes. Once I got to the screen, I looked across to where I'd spotted the snipe previously, and in this particular instance there were 5 all sat there, which was a lovely sight. This made me chuckle to see this shelduck here. Just reminded me of the session we had last week. Something that was a little bit unusual was with these grey lag geese was this one individual that was a lot lighter than the others. Probably difficult to say whether it was leucistic as such, but certainly not got the overall grey as the others. So I spent some time sort of panning them across and waited till they landed on the shore here, and then I noticed just beyond that there was some movement. Wasn't quite sure what it was, but on reviewing the film, as I was putting it together, sort of I could have a look again, and you can just see underneath the light coloured goose's bum here to the right is a little snipe. I'll put a little arrow here and zoomed it up so that you can see it, but you can see how well they are camouflaged, really do fit into the background. So a constant presence across the, unfortunately across the far side of the reserve was this Marsh Harrier flying back and forth, and I was sort of hoping that it would come a little bit closer, but yeah, it just stayed. It seemed to be patrolling up and down the canal, and then off to the right hand side of the reserve. But still, even from this distance, quite impressive. It's about an hour's drive from my house, and I was just about to pack up and come off home. It was about 4 o'clock when this great white heron came in. Now, the reason why I wanted to go to Winnell Nature Reserve is because I saw a great white heron there being pursued by an Eurasian grey heron. So to see one here was like, yay. I was so pleased about that. So I spent a few minutes observing and watching his fishing technique, and it reminded me of when me and my father have done some tench fishing, where we used to throw out a rake and sort of muddy the water a little bit, and it's amazing how quickly the fish come in on that. And watching the heron sort of pressing his feet up and down, and sort of, you can just imagine him stirring up. It's just constantly stirring up the mud, and must assume it must be a similar thing. It's sort of attracting the fish to it. So it's constantly scraping the bottom, just disturbing it slightly. I'm assuming it's trying to, like I say, stir up the bottom, attracts the fish in, and bang, looks like a little perch. Well, it was a bit of a round trip, but well worth it. I really enjoyed this venue. So I hope you've liked this video. If you have, give it a big thumbs up and like and subscribe. And as always, look forward to you joining me in the next one.